She posted on Instagram, "Ugh, why do men always think they own you?" Just hours after I sat across from her at our kitchen table, asking her not to fly out to see her ex. No argument, no yelling, just a quiet request from someone who loved her. She posted that anyway, publicly, proudly, like I was some controlling villain in her life story. I didn't comment, I didn't message, I didn't even ask why. I just got up, changed my Facebook status to single, and booked a dinner reservation. By the time her 23 missed calls lit up my screen, I was already at the table, smiling, sipping, and starting over. I'm Ethan, 29, and I guess you could say I'm somewhere between healing and just existing. 4 months ago, I was engaged to a woman I truly believed was my forever. Her name's Lily Smart, stunning, the kind of person who walked into a room and didn't need to say a word for people to notice. We met at a work event. She was marketing, I was logistics. I asked if she wanted to split a cab home, and from that ride on, we were inseparable. For 4 years, we did everything together. Laughed until we cried, took weekend trips, built little rituals, slate night takeout on Fridays, Sunday morning pancakes, movie marathons with no phones allowed. 2 years in, we moved in together. 6 months ago, I proposed. She said yes with tears in her eyes and that wild smile I loved so much. We started talking about buying a house, having 2 kids, maybe getting a dog. The future felt solid, real. But then Ryan came back, her ex from college. The kind of guy you don't think much of at first. Grungy charm, never settled, that man of mystery things some women outgrow, some don't. He popped up in town like a ghost from a past she swore she'd buried. I didn't worry at first. She mentioned him like it was no big deal. Said he reached out about some mutual friends and wanted to grab coffee. I trusted her. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're engaged, right? Trust. But something shifted after that. She started staying out later. Her phone was always face down. She laughed at things I wasn't part of. Started calling me controlling when I asked if everything was okay. That word hit hard, because I'd never told her who to see, where to go, or what to do. I only asked for one thing, honesty. And instead, a few days later, I saw her post on Instagram, a vague little jab dressed up as empowerment. Ugh, why do men always think they own you? That was the moment I knew. She wasn't just slipping away. She'd already let go. Ryan was Lily's ex, from Colgeith 1 she dated for 3 years. The one she once called the mistake she had to make to know better. That line used to comfort me, but something in the way she said his name always made my stomach shift. It wasn't the tone, it was the flicker in her eyes, like she was remembering something that wasn't fully gone. When he moved back in March for a new tech startup, it felt like the air in our apartment changed. 1 minute he was a name from the past, and the next, he was showing up to everything. Group dinners, game nights, casual brunches, always tagged along by someone else, with a smile and a "hope that's cool, Ethan." I smiled back, nodded, told myself it was, because I've never been the jealous type. I don't do the possessive toxic guy thing. I trusted Lily. I believed we were past all that. Or at least, I thought we were. The first red flag didn't wave. It smacked me right in the chest. Lily, who hadn't touched a gym membership in 3 years, suddenly became a CrossFit warrior overnight. Up at 5 a.m., drinking green smoothies, decked out in sleek new leggings and matching sports bras, posting selfies in golden hour light with captions like, "Becoming her," and "Don't chase people, chase goals." It wasn't the workouts that bothered me. It was the way she changed her tone about everything. This was the same woman who used to groan when I suggested going for a hike, who used to say, "I'm not built for cardio, babe." Now she was obsessed. Motivational quotes took over her Instagram, the kind of stuff she used to roll her eyes at. And then there were the comments. Ryan liked every single post. Sometimes he left a fire emoji, sometimes just queen, and I'd catch Lily smiling at her phone in that way that felt just out of reach. But I still gave her the benefit of the doubt. We all go through phases, right? People change. Maybe she was just evolving, and I needed to get on board. Until I noticed her phone habits. That's when the slow unraveling began. We used to be casual with our phones, leave them on the counter, toss them on the bed while cooking dinner or folding laundry. But suddenly, hers was glued to her. Always face down, always on silent. She tilted the screen away when texting. She'd swipe away notifications if I glanced too long. One night, she even brought it into the shower, said she was waiting for a work email. I remember staring at her towel on the floor, her phone charger stretched across the bathroom counter, thinking, when did this start feeling wrong? I told myself I was being paranoid, that I was letting my imagination spin stories. But deep down, something had already cracked. The laughter between us wasn't as easy. Our conversations felt rehearsed. She started picking fights over small things, like asking if I'd done the dishes, or why I forgot to buy oat milk again. I chalked it up to stress, to her being tired from early workouts and work. But it wasn't stress, it was distance, and it was growing fast. The moment that sealed it came late one night, after I finally asked her if anything was going on with Ryan. I didn't accuse her, I didn't yell, I just said, "Be honest with me. Are you catching feelings for him again?" She scoffed, said I was insecure, said I was acting like I owned her, that I was trying to control who she spent time with. I didn't even know how to respond. I sat there, on the edge of our bed, watching her walk into the kitchen, her phone in her hand, laughing at a text I couldn't see. The next day, she posted on Instagram. "Ugh, why do men always think they own you? No names, no tags, just that." But I knew. Everyone who followed us probably knew. It was aimed straight at me. That was the moment I felt something break, not in anger, but in disappointment, so deep it made my hands shake. I didn't reply. I didn't like or comment or confront her. I just stared at my phone and thought, so this is how it ends. Not with honesty, but with a post and a caption that turns the person who trusted you into the punchline. And what hurt most was knowing she didn't even care how that made me look or feel. It wasn't about privacy anymore, it was about performance. And I was done being the quiet co-star in her public rebranding. The thing is, when someone betrays you, it's not always loud, sometimes it's quiet, a fork twisting in pasta, a smile that's a little too calm. And that Thursday night, as we sat at the dinner table like we'd done hundreds of times before, Lily dropped the line that would gut me. "Ryan invited me to Tahoe," she said, barely looking up. "It's just a work retreat. Investors will be there. It's networking." She said it like it was any other update in her day, like picking up dry cleaning or getting a parking ticket. But my stomach dropped. The words didn't sit right. They scraped. I asked the obvious. What investors? Why her? She wasn't in finance. She wasn't in tech. What role did she have that required her to go on a weekend getaway with her ex? And why, if it was so innocent, had she waited until the night before to mention it? That's when she threw it back at me, like I was the one making a mess. "Because I knew you'd freak out." That sentence rang louder than anything. She knew it was wrong. She just didn't care. I tried to stay calm. I told her straight, "I'm not okay with this. It's not about being insecure. It's about respect. Normal people don't just shrug off a weekend trip with an ex as no big deal." She rolled her eyes like I was her dad, telling her she couldn't borrow the car. And when she snapped back with, "Fine, I won't go. Happy?" I knew it wasn't over. Her body might have stayed in the apartment, but her mind was packing bags. She didn't speak to me that night, just slammed cabinets like punctuation marks on her anger. I went to bed early, trying to keep my mind on work, but deep down I knew she wasn't staying. Sure enough, before dawn, she was gone. The suitcase she'd unpacked just hours before, packed again. Her gym bag, vanished. And then, like some cruel joke, the proof landed right in my hand. A smug little Instagram story. Coffee cup, sunglasses, fake candid smile, captioned, "Why do guys think they can control you? Living my best life." And her friends, eating it up like candy. Fire emojis. "You go, girl. Yas, queen." It was surreal, like I wasn't her fiancé anymore, but a plot device in her highlight reel. And the worst part wasn't the betrayal, it was the broadcast. She knew I'd see it. She wanted me to. That day I went to work like a ghost. Smiled, nodded, nailed my presentation like a pro, but inside, numb. I don't even remember driving home. I just knew something in me had snapped. The string holding everything together, cut clean. That night, I didn't yell. I didn't drink. I didn't post some vague quote or rage text my friends. I just decided. I changed my relationship status to single, quiet, public, honest. No more lies, not even to myself. The phone lit up like fireworks, 30 missed calls, 200 texts. Lily went from confused to furious to devastated in a single scroll. Her best friend even chimed in saying I was being cruel. Cruel? I asked for one thing. One. I turned the phone off again. I needed the silence. The next day, while she was probably sipping cocktails in Tahoe, I packed her things, box by box. Her books, her shoes, her stupid live, laugh, love sign. I put them neatly by the closet. Not to punish, just to move forward. And then, I did something I hadn't allowed myself to do in years. I reached out to Sarah. She wasn't a stranger, just someone I'd seen at the gym, friendly, warm, always asking how I was doing. I never let it go beyond small talk, out of respect. But now, that boundary was gone. Not because I wanted revenge, just because I wanted something real, something clean. I texted her something simple. Hey, random question, you free this week? Her response? Lightning fast, is this actually happening? Tuesday work? Just like that, something shifted. A small crack of light in the storm. Tuesday with Sarah was easy. Peaceful. No games, no filters. She laughed at my dumb jokes, asked about my work, and didn't touch her phone once. She was present. I didn't realize how rare that had become. When I finally turned my phone back on that night, Lily had gone full spiral. 23 missed calls. A black screen Instagram story saying, going through something, needs space. The irony hit hard. She needed space now, after blowing up my life? Sarah noticed I went quiet. She asked gently if I was okay. I told her the truth, something like a breakup. She didn't push, just nodded and said, dessert? That was it. No drama, no judgment. We ended up splitting chocolate cake at a 24-hour diner, talking until the sky turned navy. It wasn't love at first sight. It wasn't rebound magic. But it was human. And for the first time in weeks, I didn't feel like I was surviving. I felt like I was living again. But peace never lasts when someone like Lily is involved. When I pulled into the driveway that night, her car was already there. She sat on the porch steps, mascara streaked, hoodie pulled tight, shaking. You ignored me for 3 days, she said, like I owed her something. I stood there, looking at the person I once thought I'd marry, and all I could think was, I don't know you anymore. You went to Tahoe with your ex after I asked you not to, I said, calm, honest. I came back early because I changed my relationship status, not because you respected me. She started crying harder. We live together, we have a lease. That's when I dropped the truth I'd been holding. Actually, we don't. The lease is in my name, you're listed as an occupant, I've paid the rent, I spoke with legal aid, you have 30 days to move out. Her face froze. You've been planning this. No, Lily, I've been ignoring this. That's the difference. And in that moment, I wasn't the bad guy, I wasn't overreacting, I was just finally being honest. With her, and with myself. The days after that were slow torture. It's one thing to know something is over, it's another thing to live in it, breathe it, walk around it, every morning when you wake up. Lily didn't move out right away, like she said she would. She dragged her feet, like she was waiting for me to change my mind. We became strangers under the same roof. I'd text her when I was on my way home, and she'd text me when she needed something from the grocery store. Like we were awkward roommates, not two people who once talked about naming kids and painting nurseries. She'd leave dishes in the sink, she'd play her music too loud, and then some nights, she'd switch tactics completely. She'd wear nothing but one of my old t-shirts, the soft one she always stole from my drawer, and wander around like that was normal. Like we hadn't shattered everything between us. Her mom even got involved. Called me up one afternoon and left this long voicemail about how I was throwing away something beautiful. I sat there listening to it, just staring at the wall, thinking, if this was beautiful, then I must be blind. Because whatever we had, whatever sparkle it used to carry, had gone dull a long time ago. Maybe it looked good on the outside, the selfies, the vacations, the coordinated holiday cards, but inside, it was just a shell, a shiny car with no engine, going nowhere. Then, something happened that flipped the whole story. One message, one person I didn't expect. It was Ryan's girlfriend, or should I say, the woman he'd been cheating on, messaging me out of the blue on Facebook. Her name was Ava. She wrote, I think our partners are cheating on us, with each other. Can we talk? My hands actually trembled. I said yes. We met at a quiet coffee shop 2 days later. Ava was calm, sharper than I expected. She didn't come to vent, she came with evidence. She pulled out her phone and slid it across the table like she'd been waiting to do it for weeks. Ryan's phone syncs to our iPad, she said. He never turned it off, idiot. And then she showed me everything. The texts didn't start flirty, they started cautious, careful. But soon they turned into things I can't unsee. The tone changed. The emojis changed. The photos got bolder. And the dates, they lined up with every girls' night Lily had told me about, every last-minute work event or spa weekend. The worst part, the messages about Tahoe. Couple suite is booked, Ryan had texted. Can't wait to get you alone. There were even screenshots of Lily saying she was leaving me soon, just not yet. That one hit hardest of all. 3 weeks before that, Lily and I had been standing in front of a vineyard, smiling at a wedding planner, tasting hors d'oeuvres. I looked at Ava, unsure what to say. She just sipped her drink and shrugged. He thinks I don't know, she said. Let's let him keep thinking that. And I agreed. No explosions, no screaming fights, just silence. That's what they don't expect. Let them relax. Let them show their true colors. That night, Lily tried something different. She came into the guest bedroom while I was reading, wearing that same lingerie I'd bought her months ago for a weekend getaway she never actually took with me. She leaned against the doorframe and whispered, "I miss you. Can we talk?" I closed my book. "Sure," I said. "Let's talk about Ryan." She froze. Her face didn't crumple, didn't cry, just froze. "Ryan?" she said, too quickly. "Why are you obsessed with him?" I didn't flinch. "Are you sleeping with him?" Her eyes darted away. "No, God no, why would you even—" Pulled out my phone, opened the photo folder Ava had shared, scrolled, stopped. "Then what's this?" I said, holding it up. "Tell me what you meant when you texted him, 'Can't wait to wake up next to you again.' Or, how about this one, where you tell him what you want to do to him after dinner?" Her face didn't fall, it hardened, calculated, like she was deciding how to lie fastest. But I beat her to it. "Before you try to say I went through your phone, I didn't. Ava did. Ryan's phone synced to her iPad. She says hi, by the way." And that's when Lily snapped. Not tears, not regret, rage. She grabbed a lamp off the side table and hurled it at the wall. Missed me by a mile. Screamed, "You're pathetic. Ryan is twice the man you'll ever be. You drove me to this. You with your boring life, your rules, your boundaries. Ryan makes me feel alive." I stood up. Calm. Cold. Done. "Cool," I said. "Go feel alive at his place." And just like that, it ended. She packed that night, threw things into bags like she was running from a fire, took half the furniture, some of my records, even the stupid air fryer we never used, and I just sat there, letting it all go. It didn't matter. None of it did, because what she took was nothing compared to what I got back. Peace. And you can't put a price on that. 2 weeks after Lily packed up and stormed out of my life, Ava finished what we started. But she didn't go for some messy breakup scene or a screaming match. No, she played it smart, cold, strategic. See, Ryan didn't just work any job. He worked for Ava's dad's company. He wasn't some self-made genius or rising star like he always bragged. He'd climbed the ladder fast because he was dating the boss's daughter, nepotism in full swing. But Ava? She'd had enough. She quietly set up a meeting with HR, sat down, presented a folder full of screenshots, dates, and details, not just about the affair, but about how Ryan had been handling her dad's clients. Turns out Lily's company was one of them, and Ryan had been underbilling them, a little trick he used to impress her, Ava said, trying to look like a hero. It wasn't illegal, but it broke several ethics policies. That was enough. First came the suspension. Then came the firing. And just like that, Ryan lost everything he thought he had under control. And here's the twist nobody saw coming. That new apartment Lily had moved into with Ryan, the one she bragged about on Instagram, Ava was paying for it. She'd let them stay there while she figured out what to do, keeping tabs while playing along. So when Ava dropped the hammer and kicked Ryan out, Lily went down with him. Suddenly they were both broke, jobless, and crashing at Lily's sister's tiny one-bedroom. Her sister, her sister's boyfriend, 2 cats, 1 mattress on the floor, not quite the influencer lifestyle. Cozy. Meanwhile, I was doing just fine, actually better than fine. I got a promotion at work. Apparently not being dragged through emotional chaos improves performance. I started dating Sarah, joined a bowling league with some guys from the office, and embraced the thing Lily used to mock me for. My so-called boring life. Turned out, boring felt a lot like peaceful. And then, like clockwork, Lily texted me, just 3 words, "Can we talk?" I hesitated, but curiosity got the better of me. We met at a Starbucks near my office. She walked in looking like a completely different person. No makeup, baggy sweatshirt, hair pulled back in a messy knot, no fake glow, no Instagram filter, no fire emojis to cover the cracks. She sat down, didn't even order anything, just stared at her hands for a while. Then she looked at me and said, "I messed up. Ryan and I are done." I nodded. "Okay," I said. "That was it." She blinked, like she'd expected more. "That's it, okay? What do you want, Lily?" She swallowed, her voice cracked. "I want to come home." I let the silence sit for a second before answering, "Nope." She looked like I'd slapped her, but I stayed calm. "You threw it away, not just with Ryan, with the way you made me feel. Every time I questioned something, you made me feel like I was being crazy, controlling, needy. You posted about me like I was some jealous man holding you back. All because I asked you for one thing, one boundary." She tried reaching for my hand. I pulled back. "I'll do anything," she whispered. "Therapy, counseling, whatever it takes." I shook my head. "I want you to learn from this, just not with me." And I walked away. She stayed there, crying into her sleeves, and yeah, there was a second where I felt bad. A flicker of the old me, the part that always wanted to fix things, wanted everyone to be okay. But then I remembered all those nights I lay awake, trying to convince myself I was overthinking. All the times she made me feel small just for caring. That second passed. As I walked back to my car, my phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. "How'd it go?" I smiled, typed back like I expected. "You okay?" Better than okay. And it was true. Because here's what I learned through all of this. Betrayal doesn't have to break you. It can rebuild you if you let it. I didn't need some dramatic revenge plot. I didn't need to make a scene. I just needed space, honesty, and some time to remember who I was before all the chaos. Lily? She learned that Instagram isn't real life, that chasing excitement isn't the same as building trust, that feeling alive might come with a rush, but it doesn't pay rent or fix a broken relationship. Ryan? He learned that syncing your phone to your girlfriend's iPad is a rookie mistake when you're living double lives. He also learned that being charming isn't enough to save you when the receipts start piling up. Ava? She learned she didn't need anyone's permission to stand up for herself, that staying silent can be powerful, and sometimes the best revenge is letting someone fall on their own sword. And me? I learned that changing my relationship status to single wasn't giving up, it was taking back control. It was freedom. As for Sarah and me, we're still together. 4 months now, taking things slow. She knows the whole story, start to finish. She jokes that she should send Lily a thank you card. Last week we went bowling again. She's still awful at it, but she laughs at every gutter ball like it's the funniest thing in the world. I like that. I like her. And I like me better when I'm with her. Willie's blocked on everything now. Occasionally, her sister still likes one of my Instagram photos. Maybe it's on purpose, maybe it's a slip. Either way, not my problem anymore. If you've ever been made to feel like you were asking for too much just by asking for respect, drop a comment, subscribe for more stories like this, and check out the next video because you're not alone and your boundaries are valid. Love without respect isn't love at all. It's just a spotlight waiting to burn out.